So the Galaxy Watch 8 and the Galaxy Watch 8 Classic just got announced. We're gonna go into what the differences are between the 7, between the Ultra, what's new, is it really worth it to upgrade, and probably more importantly, what they didn't say. But let's go ahead and get right into it. First thing is the Ultra did get a slight increase. You have a blue version of the Ultra, and it's going to be doubling the storage up to 64 gigabytes. Not a big deal, but it will be coming in with the newest OS system already updated. The old ones will be updated soon, but that's really just real quick into the Ultra. Now let's go ahead and get right into the 8 and the 8 Classic. They're taking a page from the Ultra and going with this squircle design. I've been daily driving this Ultra for about a year now, and at first I wasn't the biggest fan of the squircle design, but it grew on me a little bit. I'm just always been a big fan of the circular face itself, making it look more like a watch, but it being a little bit more squared off doesn't make it feel a little bit more like Apple. It's really going to be more of a personal preference, but at the end of the day, it wasn't a big deal for me. With the new squircle design, they are getting slightly more battery into it, and I'm talking about slightly. There's not official numbers yet, but I'm thinking like 10 milliamp hours or maybe even 20 extra, which isn't very much, but they are saying they're going to be able to get about an 11% thinner design, and across the board all the displays are going to be exactly the same. Sapphire glass with 3000 nits of brightness is going to be a big positive, so you don't have to worry about thinking between different versions. They're all going to have the same display across the board. So with the 8 Classic, it's going back to the rotating bezel. From the 6 Classic that I have right here, it was a little bit more muted. It was kind of a little bit harder to see the actual build on the bezel, and it's going to be a lot more prominent on the 8 Classic, which I am a bigger fan of. So you can actually see it. It's always been very satisfying clicking and going throughout the user interface, so I'm a big fan of that. It's still going to come with a stainless steel design where you have the more titanium build on the Ultra, so it's going to be slightly heavier. But to be honest, the 6 Classic got a little bit off on me. It almost looked just like a circular barrel. So the newer design with the squircle design, I actually kind of like a little bit better, especially with the bezel itself. But again, all that's going to be up to you. There is going to be a new lug system with the Classic. With that, it's going to be a lot like the Ultra, where you can just pop on and pop off relatively simply. So I am a fan of the new lug system, but sadly you will need to buy newer bands. There is third-party accessories where you can put 20mm bands just like this, but that's just something extra that you're gonna have to buy. And also the 8 Classic is gonna come with the quick button that came with the Ultra, and I am a big fan of that quick button, even though it is a little easy to hit when you're doing wrist flexion exercises, but you can kind of switch that within the system, so you have to double click it to activate it. The regular 8 is going to come in 2 different versions, a 40mm and a 44mm. They're only going to come in 2 different colors, graphite and silver. The 40mm is coming in at $350, the 44 $380, so it is a little bit of a price hike. The 8 Classic is now going to be $500, so that is a big ask. They jumped it by $100, and without any real testing, I really can't say yes, buy it. Hopefully it's going to be a little bit better, but let's get into the newer features now. So both the 8s are going to come with the new Wear OS 6 that has a couple of different things that are added in, but the thing they are really touting is the new Gemini features. There's going to be a lot of AI features that's just going to be replacing Google Assistant. You're going to be able to ask it things like how many calories are in a piece of pizza. You can ask it things like, can you build a workout so I can burn off those calories from that slice of pizza? You can also ask it to add in a playlist for that workout as well. So a lot of this will be needed, a lot of testing, so make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you'll be one of the first ones to know when that video does come out. With Gemini, they're also saying it's better language model, so be able to read you more efficiently, especially if you want to text through your voice, which is always a positive And one of the biggest things they're touting is no subscription. Whoop Band has subscription. The Samsung doesn't have subscription, so that is a plus. There are some new health features with the 8. They're talking about vascular load, talking about stress during sleep. That's going to hopefully help with the energy score that they've been touting for last year model that I wasn't the biggest fan of. And then also it's going to give you some guidance right before bedtime to help you out with bedtime as well. They're even doing a more advanced running coach. They've always had a decent running coach in Samsung in general, but what they're adding in is like features that if you do a 12-minute hard run to your level, they'll be able to build workouts around that. Maybe you're level 2, maybe you're level 3, maybe you're level 5. They'll build workouts around you, say if you want to work towards a marathon, but it will be able to give you workouts to work towards that goal, which is a big positive when it comes to AI. They also have a new antioxidant measurement that I don't really know what I'm feeling for. So antioxidants, they're telling you if you ate enough vegetables, anything with antioxidants in it, you're going to be using the LEDs at the bottom, putting your thumb on it. It's going to be looking for carotenoids, I'm not sure if I said that right, in your skin, and that's going to give you a reading on how much antioxidants you're taking in, fruits, vegetables, even things like dark chocolate might be able to do it. They say it takes about a week or 2 to be able to fully get into it to see if you're adding or subtracting. That's going to take some testing as well. Apparently, it's also not FDA approved either, so that's another thing to think about. Now let's talk about the things they didn't say. I didn't hear anything about a new sensor on the watch. Samsung in general hasn't been the most accurate as far as heart rate tracking is in general, so I was hoping for something maybe a little bit more accurate, but they're not really seeing anything currently, or I'm not finding anything currently on any new sensor. I'm hoping for more accuracy. Also with that, I'm not seeing any better chipset on here or more RAM. I'm not saying that this isn't a fluid system. It's probably the most fluid it's been ever. Of course it should be, it's the most recent, so I don't think they need a better chip, but of course a new operating system might tax it a little bit, so you always are hoping for a little bit of an upgrade there, so that is also going to take some testing, and hopefully all those specs will be coming out soon. So in general, pre-ordering this, if you are currently on the 7s or even the 6s, it's really not that big of a deal in my mind. I mean, you do get some pretty good trade-ins, and you also get $50 off right now if you pre-order. Of course, I will be pre-ordering and testing them as I go. But right now, if you're like, hey, is this a big upgrade? I'm not really seeing it. There's not going to be big battery life gain. There doesn't seem to be a lot of big health features or more accuracy gains with the new feature set. I mean, the AI is kind of cool, and if you are looking for a more advanced running coach, yeah, maybe I could see you trying to get that, but make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you'll be one of the first ones to know when that newest video does come out with my reviews. But as always, guys, stay happy, stay healthy, and above all, stay positive. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.